It's a beautiful day to talk about what we desire to share with you today. I want to submit for your attention today, Mark, the uh, the chapter in Mark that speaks about Bartimaeus. It's a scripture found there in the 10th chapter, 36 through the 41st verse, that speaks about blind Bartimaeus being by the side of the road, begging, begging for his livelihood. Things were coming to him. And one day, as he saw nothing because he was blind, but he heard something. The scripture says he heard that Jesus was passing through. If he heard it through the grapevine or by someone else, or he actually heard the voice of Jesus, but either way, he took what he did have working for him, his hearing, and used it for his progress. Uh, when you sit here and you think about that, I wanted to use. I was talking to one of my daughters in the ministry yesterday. We were talking about ministry as a group, and I was reminded, and I preached about 17 ago, and it's entitled "How Bad Do You Want It?" That's what I want to talk about for these next 3 minutes or so. How bad do you want it? But I want to give you some fresh views on this scripture. Number one, he wanted it bad enough to deny his comfortability. Yeah, he wanted it enough to deny his comfortability. Well, why do you say that, and how do you say that, Bishop? I'll tell you how. It's because he sat by the wayside and the side of the road begging. He was used to things coming to him. But now, even in his darkness, even in his disconnectedness, even in his place of struggle, he desired to go after what he wanted. He was blind, but he could hear, and he was going to use that to his advantage. He denied his comfortability because he was comfortable sitting by the side of the road, having his cup, having his cloak, and people dropping change and denarii and their currency into his lap, into his container. He was comfortable with doing things the normal way and doing things it's always worked for him, but he wanted more, beloved. And my question to you is what do you want? Do you want more? Or are you satisfied where you are? Are you satisfied in that place where things come to you rather than you go and get better? He didn't want to just be a hearer and not see anymore. He wanted it all. There's nothing wrong with wanting it all. You just have to deny your comfortability. Then second and lastly, he got to the place where he disregarded his critics. His critics were two places. They were in the church and they were in the community. He had those who were around him, that's been around him, that's been sitting where he's been sitting, and he had those who were from the church. Both of them had something to say. The one that were in the community was a man, we got it made, don't mess it up for us. The ones that are from the church were saying, why are we doing anything for him? But he disregarded. The scripture says he cried out the more. He went after it more. He was more of a God chaser then when he heard his critics than, what are you saying? Don't give up that easy. So my question to you is, how bad do you? Enough to deny your level of comfortability? Enough to disregard your critics? I want it bad. And so I'm not going to stay in a place of comfort. And I'm not going to listen to my critics. I'm going to use it for fuel to go after what I want. If this word has blessed you in any way, sow a seed. No person can ever receive from God unless they sow in to God. Be blessed. We'll see you next time.